Today, I'll show you how to professionally edit videos on CapCut. So, I have my CapCut project here. I don't use templates, and I'll just get right into it. So, what you want to do, first, go into subtitles. Go to text here, add in your text. Also, I'd recommend using this scroll bar. Zoom it to your liking. So we have the default text here. Maybe I want the color. You don't want it to match in with other stuff. Like, see, if I change this to black text, that's hard to read. So I'd recommend using a vibrant color, probably like green or red. Those are my preferences. So font, you're gonna want to use a unique font. System, that's pretty boring. We want something that's more playful, right? So this looks too fancy. This could maybe work, but for me it's too bold, not unique enough. We also want a font that's easy to read. This Aurora one looks pretty playful. I think I'm gonna use it. What I like using, you wanna go into preset styles. You wanna find one that fits you. Say, I like to use this one a lot. Remember, you're gonna have to change your text color back whenever you're done. I like using about 8 font size and position. For long videos, I would say -500 is good. Now what else? You don't want to use subtitles for everything because that's just overwhelming in my opinion. For me, I don't like using the auto captions because it can be very weird sometimes. And it already adds that overwhelming effect where it adds a subtitle to everything anyways. Next, animation. Click the animation button up here and pick one that fits you. I like using zoom in, and I like setting it to 0.1. For the out, I like using zoom out. Now, loop can also be pretty important here. It sets the liveliness in your text. So I like using jiggly, and see, it gives that cool effect. See, now if we go and test our text, I'd say it looks pretty awesome. Next, sound effects. I'll have a big library of sound effects that you can download down in the description. We have a lot of meme sound effects too, and a lot of risers, etc. I'm gonna give credit to one of the people that actually inserted a library for me. His YouTube channel will be linked down below, Learn by Leo. So let's import our sound effects. Select your folder and click import folder. Once it's done, you can go inside. There's gonna be more for you since this is an old video. Say maybe add this mix kit sound. I'd say that's a good ring to a text. There's more sound effects here, a ding sound effect. Make sure they're timed perfectly and make sure that you don't overuse them. Use what you think is the perfect timing for them. Now, what I'd recommend too is if there's different people talking in your videos, like maybe you're playing with a friend, right? Say, I'm gonna copy this text, I'm gonna select it and do Control+C. Then I'm gonna paste it, Control+V at this timeline where I want it to be next, right? I could change it to like the person's color or something. Maybe their color code is purple. You could change the text color to purple so that the people know who's talking. Okay, next, cuts. Cuts can take a while, but they're super important. You don't want to leave any blank space or any unnecessary clips in here. Like say maybe you're not talking for a while, you could cut that out. If you want to cut a video, just select your video clip and here you should see split. You can continue to where you want to split the clip. So you want to cut the clip to the left or you want to cut a clip to the right. If I cut a clip to the left, then all that's deleted. So now we have a cut. Pretty simple, right? Now don't use transitions too much, especially when cutting. Only use transitions when there's a big flip in your video from one point to another. But if it's like a small cut that didn't take too long from one point to another, I wouldn't recommend using it. But if you want to add a transition, you can drag your transition into where you want the cut to be and you can play it. See, we got a nice transition. Next, you want to be sure there's funny moments in your video. You don't want the video to be too boring for the viewers. You want to try to make it more funny. Also, a big part of this is making your video brighter to a viewer. You see this dark old boring video? Well, if we select it, go up here, adjustment, what I like doing, find brilliance, change that up to 20. It's already bright already, but also what I like to do, exposure, up to 10. See how much difference that makes? This is the first clip, this is the second clip. And if you think it's too bright, you can always adjust the settings to what you think is perfect. Okay, next, you want to compare your video to other popular YouTubers' videos. Do you think this at least lines up to what you think the expectations should be? Another thing I want to do is try to add images or GIFs from time to time. I have this video edits folder where I have all of my things I insert into my videos. Some of these are from a scrapped video. See, if I import this GIF of a chicken and I click plus, well, it's just gonna be there. But we can fix that. Just drag your GIF above the video and boom, you have your GIF. Now it looks a little too big, so go back to the video section and change your scale to whatever you think is necessary for a viewer. And also, you can cut a GIF down to whenever you think it should end. It also has the same animations as the text we learned earlier. So maybe zoom in, what I like to use, and zoom out. See, now we have this nice GIF of a chicken appearing. Try not to make the GIF appear too long. Cut it down. See, there's a nice GIF of a chicken. I'd say that's pretty nice. Another thing with the meme sound effects is to use some effects more often than others, like maybe the Vine boom. Whatever you think makes the most sense for your viewer. But yeah, that's just my opinion. Now if we check out this full video we got here, it's pretty nice, but we don't have any background music, right? What I use for my background music downloader is Meaty Human. Don't go to websites like YTMP3, those can give you viruses, they're very dangerous. Say I import this song, I drag it in somewhere. Now there's some nice background music. Make sure the music is not too loud so your viewers can hear you perfectly. Not too quiet, but not too loud. For me, I'd say for this song, probably negative 13 decibels. Yeah, I'd say that's good. Now remember, change your editing depending on the scene of your video. Is your video scary? Maybe some dark, ominous music, right? Or don't use any funny sound effects at all. Just do what relates to the content you're making. Okay, that's pretty nice, right? Learned a bit about videos, but now about shorts. Shorts are also very important for your growth, and they're a lot easier than videos, in my opinion. So for these types of videos, you're gonna want to cut a lot. Is your video too long? Is it like 2 hours? Maybe that's too long for a short, but maybe you can figure it out. So when you're done cutting is the most important thing. Make sure you're cutting a lot for shorts and leave out a lot of blank space. Only leave the most important sections of the video and make sure they line up perfectly so the video makes sense. You don't want one section to be lasting for like 20 seconds either, or like 10 seconds even. That's too long for a short. Mainly you want the cuts to be very small. Like I'm talking one section, like one part of a video can only be there for like 2 seconds or something. Well, yeah, but it's still a video, not really short. That's because of the size of this. See, click ratio here and select 9:16. That way you have all this, and then drag all your cut clips and then scale it to I'd say about 300% or whatever works for you, so you got this nice short view. Remember, this step is very crucial because if you don't do this, you won't have a short, and it'll just be a short actual video. When you have that, make sure you're editing more. For shorts, you want as much stuff as possible to keep the viewer here. Sound effects, funny moments, whatever. And for shorts, it's important to describe what you're doing at the start of the video. If it's a skit or something, I'd probably not do that. But say maybe you're doing a tutorial or explaining how something works, then you will want to add that intro. Make sure your intro is not too long, at least 0 to 5 seconds. That way people aren't waiting too long for the actual video and they just don't keep scrolling. Also, what I recommend is for the start, if you're doing an intro, I'd recommend adding all the subtitles to all the text in the intro. Here is the top 5 Gorilla Tag cosmetics. Then you do something like, here is the top 5. You cut the text wherever the sound ends at 5. Paste it and just continue till your section's done. That way it's easier for people to understand what's actually happening in the video, and so you have at least some action at the start. Remember to apply the logic I said in the first section of the video. Remember to add all your animations, all your fonts, all your colors, all that stuff, your preset style, all that's very important too. Something you can also do is add a zoom to the start of the video. Like say maybe you want it to zoom like, and say when I start, well it's not very noticeable, then it zooms in. To do this, if you want to zoom in at the start of the video, so you want to go to the start of the clip, press this little diamond next to scale. You want to quickly press space and then space again to pause and unpause the video. Press the diamond again and move the scale up. That way you got this cool zoom effect. On other videos it's a lot more noticeable, but not for this type of video, I'd say. Also, if you're doing a skit or a relatable type of short, I would not recommend adding images, or not that much, or any GIFs or anything. Especially for the size of this short, I think it's unnecessary, in my opinion. But if it works for you, go ahead. But if you really want to show something to the viewer, like describe something, you should probably show an image of it. Like if you're describing something that people may not know in the video, you should probably add an image of it, or something that describes it. And also, yeah, remember to use your sound effects, all your satisfying sound effects. Also, I'd recommend not trying to fake your content. That just makes it a lot more noticeable that you're faking, and if they do notice, it's a lot less entertaining to the viewer. Like say maybe you're doing a Gorilla Tag update video. You should use your actual reactions, and that's more sincere. Anyways, I'd say that's all for today. If you want more any editing tips, you can comment down below. I'd be free to answer any of your questions. Also, if this video did help you, I'd probably like and subscribe. I'll see you guys later. Peace.